Hello everyone, hope you guys are having a great day. It is April 7th, and today I'm back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about the severe weather that is going to be occurring tomorrow and the severe weather that's going to happen this weekend. We're also going to see what severe weather we have going on right now, because it's very active right now in the south, so we're going to talk about that. Or that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video, so let's get started. Uh, Today we do have an enhanced risk that goes from southeastern Arkansas, or actually a good majority of central and eastern Arkansas, down into northern Louisiana, into western Mississippi. We have a 10% tornado risk that is not hatched. It's just a normal 10%, 30% wind, and a 15% hail. So wind is really the main threat, as long as tornadoes, and hail is also a threat. And then tomorrow we can see we have a large marginal risk that goes from southern Michigan all the way up in southern Michigan down to the Gulf Coast and Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle. We do have a secondary marginal risk, and a little bit of northern Louisiana and southern Arkansas right there. And we go ahead and go on to day 3, which is this is Friday now. Friday, April 9th, we have an enhanced risk already in Louisiana and Mississippi, with a slight risk going from Dallas, even to the west of Fort Worth, over to almost Birmingham. So that's a pretty big risk. And day 3 looks like it could have some very large hail. Looks like it could be a hail day for areas like Texas. We're going to talk about that. And then on day 4, which is Saturday, we already have a 15% risk out. That is for areas of southwestern Georgia, southeastern Alabama, and a good majority of the Florida Panhandle. So very active for severe weather right now. We go to the models. Or actually, first, let's take a look and see what we have going on right now. So right now, we have a lot of reports kind of like this along our call front. We have a lot of, these are MPing reports right here. We go down, we have, the only warnings we have right now are actually in northern Louisiana, a little bit of southeastern Arkansas. We're right to the north of Monroe. Monroe is right here. Right to the northeast, we have a blowing out storm with a tornado warning on it. We got a velocity. Not really any great radars for this. Let's see if we can get a better one. Let's try the Jackson one. Okay, here we go. You can see the rotation a little better. You can see we have a rotation right to the north of Bastrop. I don't know if I said that right. Not looking extremely good, but keep in mind this is far away from the radar, so we're not going to get a great view of this. We can see that's where our rotation is. That's going to continue moving to the northeast, and soon it will go towards Bonita. I think that's how you say that. I don't think this is a confirmed tornado warning. No, it's just radar indicated, but still, that's a significant storm right there. It's the only warned storm we have right now. We have storms going to the north of Jackson. We have storms that just came through Memphis. Even some storms on the backside coming through Little Rock. And then you have a lot of reports around the St. Louis area from this line of storms that just came through, with damaging wind and some hail. Small hail with that. And even some strong storms, sub-severe, but it could go severe. And in Iowa, kind of going towards the Davenport area, and Iowa City. So we can see we have storms right there also. So pretty large area seeing severe weather tonight. And it looks like we're going to see that again tomorrow, again Friday, and again Saturday. So yeah, let's get started. So this is the models. This is the current dew points, or the current, or kind of, well, yeah, these are our current dew points, really. This is off the 18Z NAM3 run, by the way. Indicates there's surface low in around northern Missouri into southern Iowa. Strong cold front stretching down into Texas, and warm and moist air stretching all the way into Iowa. Pretty classic severe weather setup for April. And even we have a little bit. We have a little bit of instability. We even have another marginal risk in Minnesota for some more severe weather also, along another front. So, and yeah, I was no, but yeah, that's along another front, kind of right to the north of our surface low. We have that second marginal risk in Minnesota. Now we go out to tomorrow. We're not going to forecast today anymore, because the event's already happening. But this is tomorrow. This is at around 16Z, so kind of late morning. We have our surface low start weakening quickly. It's only around 998, 997 millibars at this time. It's kind of centered around Iowa. And we have our cold front stretched out like this, maybe an occlusion right there. And that's going to mainly bring most of the severe weather limited. Just by looking at dew points, most of the severe weather is going to be limited to Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and up into Wisconsin and Michigan right there. Pretty big area still, though, with this front. We still have a nice, big, moist sector. And 18Z, we can see pretty much the same thing. Now, we got a composite reflectivity. We're going to, we're going to get a composite reflectivity. See, so this is 18Z. NAM3 doesn't indicate a whole lot. Indicates some storms kind of around maybe the Chicago area and southwestern Michigan, and maybe some storms in Kentucky, Tennessee, northern Alabama, northern Georgia. Given this is around 1 to 2 in the afternoon. 20Z here. This is around 3 to 4 p.m. 3 to 4 p.m. we have some stronger storms indicated in Michigan and even in Ohio, and also some strong storms in Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, extreme northeastern Alabama, and into Georgia. All on that front. And yeah, so that's kind of be what we're gonna. That's kind of what we're gonna see tomorrow. Not a severe weather outbreak or anything, just a marginal. Maybe it could go slight. We can see instability tomorrow afternoon. It's a little limited. We have a decent amount of it, though it's manageable. And in Michigan, we have around 200 to 500. And the most instability we have is actually in Alabama, where we have 2 to 2,500 capes. So not bad for tomorrow. Now, instability could be a little bit of a problem in the Midwest. We have not a whole lot of it, but these values are manageable. But if we have too much convection, that instability can go away quickly. So yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and talk about Friday, because Friday looks to be a big day. So we got the Friday here. We're gonna go out to it's got the 18Z. We already have plenty of instability across Louisiana, Mississippi, 3,000 cape in our enhanced risk already. This isn't even that late in the afternoon. This is only 1 to 2 p.m. We have 1,000, 2,000 cape going all the way from central Texas into North Carolina. A lot of instability over a wide area. 2,500 cape in Tennessee. So that's going to allow for a large area of severe weather. And we go to dews at 18Z. We have our low right here. Kind of right to the west of Fort Worth, maybe kind of by Wichita Falls. Let me fix it. All right. Nice 70-degree dew points moving into our enhanced risk. 60, 70-degree dew points going all the way to North Carolina and all the way to our strong cold front. Or dry line. It's actually Cecil. Let's take a sounding to the west of that front. This actually seems to be a dry line. Let me see. I'm thinking, yeah, that's a dry line. Our cold front could be right behind that. We can see we do have a very large warm sector with dews. Moisture is not going to be a problem Friday. Now I want to zoom into the south central U.S. because that's where I'm thinking it's going to be very interesting. And we're gonna go back to composite reflectivity here, or just reflectivity. This is 19Z. We can see not a whole lot going on, just some storms. We take a sounding. Let's take one right here, and we still have that capping there. That's going to limit severe weather this early in the afternoon, which that can be good. So we won't get any convection to ruin the instability. But the capping will fade in the afternoon a little bit, or later in the afternoon into the evening. We can see this sounding is kind of good, other than the problem we have that cap. Yeah, that's really the only problem with that sounding. 20Z here. Some storms going off in the panhandle of Texas. Let's take a sounding with those. I'm not expecting those to be too impressive. Yeah, those are going to be elevated. With those, likely just maybe a gusty wind threat and most likely hail will be the main threat of those. That's about it, though. Those aren't going to really do a whole lot. And those are going to be elevated, too. So you can see some elevated storms going off in the Texas Panhandle during the afternoon. This is 23Z here. We have some storms moving further to the east. These are going to be these might be a little bit more surface based. But still, this is not a good sounding for tornadoes. This is likely going to favor large hail and damaging winds. Let's go a little bit later. Let's go to 00Z. This is around 7 p.m. now. The NAM3 indicates a stronger cell right here. And take a sounding with that. Yeah, I'm not really liking the looks of this for tornadoes at all. It's gonna be really hard to get a tornado out of this. But definitely severe weather and large hail. It's gonna be a big threat with that sounding. If we go even later, we have some storms moving around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Let's take a sounding there. A little bit less cap. We still have a little bit of capping, but that capping inversion, or that cap is breakable for sure. But extreme instability, really steep lapse rates. We're gonna have a pretty significant hail threat in Texas, I'm thinking, with this sounding. Shear looks not really great. Now, you could get a weaker tornado out of this. You would have a tornado risk with this sounding. This sounding's not gonna support really a giant tornado threat though. And let's take a sounding in Arkansas. We have NAM3 indicates some convection up there. All right, this is very interesting. Here we have a lot of capping of this sounding. We have some pretty crazy shear or low-level shear, and Hodo looks a little weird. Let's take a sounding in Mississippi. This is closer to our enhanced risk, and yeah, this would support a pretty decent tornado threat. Classic low-level shear right there, and a nice looking Hodo. Not a great Hodo, but that's not bad. And once again, we have plenty of instability, plenty of moisture, and no cap. Maybe a little cap or a little bit of capping going on, but it's not going to be a problem really with this sounding. So I'm thinking that Friday the biggest tornado threat could be Louisiana, Mississippi, where we have our enhanced risk. Now, this area here could see a tornado threat also. I'm not thinking that there's going to be a massive one, though. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if a tornado does occur here. But it looks like this area is going to really favor damaging winds and especially large hail. Take a sounding here. This is overnight now. We still have extreme instability. Not extreme, but decent instability. Some decent low-level winds, or low-level wind shear. Hodo doesn't look great for tornadoes. Still, once again, a large hail threat, and also damaging winds. I'm thinking that large hail could be the biggest threat on Friday, and I'm thinking northern Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And of course, this area could see hail here, or further to the southeast. You had the chance of seeing hail also. I'm just not thinking the chances as great as it is in this area here. Let's also move over to the east because we still have that severe weather threat during the day in areas of Alabama and Georgia. We're going to see not a whole lot, just kind of unorganized. Really, it kind of reminds me of afternoon thunderstorms in the summer. Kind of just little pulse storms. It's not really too significant there. And then Saturday, we have about 15% in southwest Georgia, southeastern Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. Let's talk about that. Now, we're going to have to switch models to the NAM here. And yes, let's get started for Saturday. So this is the setup Saturday at 21Z. We have a nice warm sector right here. Dews in the 60s in our main risk area, and dews in the 70s further to the southwest. As we go later, this is 00Z. So this is around 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 p.m. 7 to 8 p.m. Dews in the 60s and dews in the 70s further to the west along the main front. And throughout Saturday night, we can see we don't really lose any moisture. We might lose a little bit, but not a lot. overnight. Now, let's go with composite reflectivity here, and just see. So the NAM indicates some kind of maybe MCS moving to the east, going through areas like Montgomery, Albany, and yeah, kind of those areas. Which is exactly where the SPC has their risk area, or yeah, 15% area. This sounding I just took, this looks kind of interesting. We don't have a lot of instability. This is capped, so those two factors are going to be problems. And we do have decent wind shear though, and this HOTO doesn't look bad for tornadoes. That would favor a little bit of a tornado risk. Now, a few problems are is we might not have a great storm mode for tornadoes. We may not have supercells. Looks like this event could be kind of linear, but that's sounding good. That HOTO would favor some supercells, especially this one. Wow, this one looks kind of great. We have really nice low level shear here. A really curved and enlarged HOTO, and instability is a little bit better, and we have a little bit of capping. Which that capping we have maybe could keep storms more discreet, storms more discreet. It could work that way. Problem is if we have too much, that could really limit storms. Lapse rates aren't really great, so hail may not be, or large hail may not be a big threat. We're probably going to still see some small hail though. It looks like maybe we could even see, I think Saturday looks kind of interesting for tornadoes. It kind of just depends on storm mode and capping, of course, and instability. But I think we could see some tornadoes mainly in this area on Saturday. Southeastern Alabama and the Florida Panhandle especially. But yeah, that's about this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow. But yes, goodbye.